Hello students, welcome to Anne's classes. Let's do constructions, exercise 19A. Question 1. Draw in your notebook the following angles using a ruler and a compass only. So an angle has already been given to us. So what we're going to do here is we're going to copy this angle. That is, draw an angle equal to the given angle. So let's begin. The first step. Draw a line segment QR of any suitable length. So here we have a line segment QR. You can take any suitable length. Now let's look at the angle given to us and take your compass. Follow this instruction. Place the needle at O. So we have to place a needle at O. Draw an arc of any suitable radius. Now we're going to take O as the center of a circle and we're going to draw an arc. So that will have a radius, any radius. Okay, now this is the arc that you get. Now you can see that this arc is cutting OB, this line segment OB at a particular point. Now we're going to name that point C. So this is C. And it's cutting OA at another particular point. We're going to name it D. So we're talking about this point and this point where the arc has cut. Okay, now use that same radius measurement and place your compass on Q. This time place it on Q. Now don't change the measurement of the radius. Use that same radius and draw an arc just like the arc you drew for C and D. So draw one more arc by placing the needle of your compass on Q. So what do we get? We get an arc just like the previous arc, just like that. And now we're going to name it here. Now this arc has cut QR at a point and we're going to name that point S. So let's name that point as S. Okay, now what is the next step? Now use your compass. Again, take your compass and take the distance between C and D. Keep your compass needle here and the pencil here. You will get a distance on your compass. Now take that same measurement, place it on S and draw an arc on this arc. So it will cut it at a place and this particular place, this particular point, we'll name it T. Next step, join QT and extend it. You can join it up to T and then extend it a little more. Can you see it is just like the angle that we have on top, the angle that was given to us. So now angle AOB is the angle given to us. This is equal to, now we can name this PQR. So is equal to angle PQR. So both the angles are now of the same measurement. So I hope you understood how this has to be done. Follow all these instructions given here. Question 2, an angle has been given to us. Now we have to copy this angle. That means we're going to draw another angle just like this, having the same angle as angle DEF. First step, draw a line segment of any suitable length. So we have line segment AB. Second step, take the compass and place the needle at E. We're going to use E as the center. So we are looking at this angle here. Place the needle of your compass at E and draw an arc of any suitable radius and the arc should cut EF and ED. So let's draw that. So there is an arc there. The arc has cut EF at a point. Now we'll call it L. This point is L and it has cut ED at a point. We'll name it M. So draw the arc. See that the arc cuts both these arms. Now we go on to the next line that we have drawn here. Now you're going to use the same radius measurement which you used for this angle to draw that arc. You're going to use that same measurement. Place your compass on A and draw an arc just like the one that you drew above. So let's draw that. So we have an arc just like that, isn't it? Now this arc, let this arc cut the line segment AB. It has cut there, isn't it, at a point. We're going to call it S. So this point is called S. Now use your compass and take the distance between L and M. So keep your compass. So after taking the distance between L and M, use the compass and place it on S. So S is here, and then draw an arc on this arc itself. Cut this first arc. So let's do that. So we have drawn a small arc here which has cut this arc at a particular point, and we are going to name this point T. So now we have named that point T. Now the next step is join AT. So we have A and T here. So we're going to join AT and we're going to extend it. So let's do that. We have joined AT and we have extended it. So now we have an angle which is just like the other one. So let's name this C. So now angle DEF, that is the first angle that is given to us, this angle DEF is equal to angle CAB. It's the same angle. So it's equal to angle CAB. So we have copied that same angle. Let's go to the third question 3. Now we're going to copy this angle PQR. We're going to copy and get another angle just like angle PQR. First step, draw a line segment AB of any suitable length. So this is the first step always. You draw the line segment. Then you go back to the angle that's given to you. Go back to this angle and take your compass, place the needle of the compass at Q because we're going to use Q as the center, and draw an arc of any suitable radius. On your compass, you can get any radius and draw an arc just like this. You'll get an arc here. Then this is the arc that you get. Now this arc has cut PQ, the line PQ at a particular point. And we are going to name this point C, and it has cut RQ at a particular point. We are going to name it D. Now use that same radius measurement and place the compass on A and draw an arc as you did for C and D. So let's draw that arc. So we have drawn an arc as we did for C and D. Now let this arc cut the line AB at a particular point which we are going to name as S. We are going to name this point as S. Now go back to the first angle given. Use your compass. Take the distance between C and D. For that, you will place your needle of the compass at C and the pencil at D. You will get that distance. Now keep that same distance on your compass at S and draw an arc which will cut this first arc. So you will get an arc like this which is cutting the first arc. Now we are going to name this point where it is cut as T. So this is T. Next point is you join B and T. You're going to join A and T. So that is A. So join AT. So when you join AT, as you can see, you've got an angle just like what is given to us in the question. So this line has been extended up to the point E. So now if you see the first angle given to us, PQR, angle PQR is equal to angle EAB or BAE. So it's equal to angle EAB. So now we have copied this angle. So I hope you've understood the steps of copying angles. Follow all these steps given here. Next question, we have to start constructing angles using a ruler and compass only and not your protractor. Your protractor can be used just to check your answer at the end. Question 1, we have to construct an angle of 60 degrees. First step, draw a line segment OA of any suitable length. So line segment, name it OA, any suitable length. With O as the center, that is placing your compass at O, draw an arc again of any suitable radius. You don't have to take any particular measurement, any suitable radius that will cut this line OA at a particular point which we will name. So we have drawn an arc and this arc has cut this line OA at a point and we're going to name this point B. Next step. Now with the same radius, now don't change the radius on your compass, place it at B. place the needle of your compass at B. Now B is going to be the center. Place it at B and cut this first arc. Cut this first arc. You will get a point like that. And this point where the arcs meet is C. We'll name it C. Now join OC and extend the line. So we're going to join OC and extend the line. So when you do that, this is what you'll get. Okay. So angle AOD. So this is D. Angle AOD is now 60 degrees. You can use your protractor now just to measure. For the construction, you have to use only your ruler and compass. But for the checking of the answer, you can use your protractor just to check whether you got it right. Okay, so this is how we construct 60 degrees. So angle AOD is now equal to 60 degrees. Second one, we're going to construct 90 degrees now. So first step, draw a line segment OA of any suitable length. Use your ruler. Remember, we're only going to use ruler and compass for this construction. So first step is use your ruler and draw a line segment OA. Next step, with O as the center. Now this is a common step that we follow for all constructions. With O as the center, that is, you place your compass at O, draw an arc, draw an arc. So let's draw that arc. So we have a full arc there. We've drawn one and cut, that is cutting OA at a point B. At a point B. Now, next step. Place your compass at B now. So now B is going to be used as the center. First we placed it at O. Now we are placing it at B. And we're going to draw an arc which is going to cut this main arc. Okay, so let's cut that. So we've drawn an arc. Let's cut it here. And we're going to name that point C. So this point where the arc has cut the first arc is called C. Next step. Again, place your compass at C now. So first we placed at O. Then we placed at B. Now we are placing it at C and we're going to draw one more arc. That is going to cut this main arc. So we have drawn one more arc. It has cut there and we're going to name it D. This point D. Next step. Now place your compass at C and draw an arc straight up. Then place it at D and draw one more arc straight up. You're looking for 90 degrees, isn't it? So let's do that. Place it at C, draw an arc, place it at D, cut that arc. So here we have one arc, we have the other arc. So two arcs have been drawn and they meet at a point. This point is E. Point where the two arcs meet is E. Next step, join OE. Okay, so we have joined OE, we have extended it, and we can name this point as F. We can name it as F. So now, if you see angle AOE, angle AOE, or if you go on, angle AOF is equal to 90 degrees. So this, if you measure with your protractor now, you will see that this is 90 degrees. So protractors use only to check our final answer. Otherwise, for the rest of the construction, you use only your ruler and compass. So this is how we get 90 degrees. Question 3, 45 degrees. For 45 degrees, first you need to construct 90, just like how we did the previous one. So it's already constructed. Now I'm just writing those same steps. Draw a line segment OA of any suitable length. So that is already drawn. So this is OA. And then what did we do? With O as the center, we drew one arc. This is the arc. And that has cut OA at a point B. So this is already done. So we're not constructing. It's already done. You must learn to first do 90 degrees. We are looking for 90 degrees first. So we have, this is cutting it at B. Now place your compass at B and draw this arc, which will cut the first arc at C. So this point is C. Now place it on C and draw this arc, which will cut there at this point D. Now placing it on C, draw an arc on top, placing it on D, cut that arc, and this point is point E. and then when you join OE, you get 90 degrees. Now we need 90 degrees to get 45 because we are going to bisect 90 degrees. Bisecting means dividing it into two equal parts. So to construct 45 degrees, the first thing we need to do is construct 90 degrees just like we did in the previous one. Now we begin to bisect this. So let's follow the steps. So first, now that we have finished constructing 90 degrees, we are going to bisect this angle. Bisecting means dividing this angle into two equal parts because we are looking for 45 degrees. Once you bisect 90 degrees, each half will be 45 degrees. So let's begin. Place the compass on B. So we're going to use B as a center and we're also going to use F as a center. Now which point is F? F is the point where you see the line, 90-degree line cutting the main arc. So these 2 points are important. Place it on B, your compass, and draw an arc. Okay, so let's draw that arc. Now place it on F and cut that arc. So now you will see that when you place it on B, you get one arc. When you place it on F, you're able to cut that arc, and we are going to name the point where the two arcs meet as J. So this point where the two arcs meet is J. Next step, join OJ. You have O here and J there. Join OJ. So let's do that. Join OJ, and this is the line you've got. So now angle AOJ, where is that? AOJ, that is this angle, is equal to angle EOJ, that is angle EOJ, that is 45 degrees each. So this is 45 and this is 45. 45 degrees and 45 degrees. So we have constructed angle 45 degrees. So the first thing is construct 90 degrees and bisect it, you will get 45 degrees. Next one, we are going to construct 30 degrees. Here also, just like we did for 60 degrees, we are going to first finish the 60-degree construction and then bisect that angle to get 30 degrees. So I will quickly go through the steps of construction of angle 60 degrees. First step, draw a line segment OA of any suitable length. We have drawn the line OA with O as the center. That is, place your compass at O and draw an arc. So we have drawn an arc. This arc is cutting OA at the point B, and what we're going to do is with that same radius on the compass, place it on B and cut this arc. Cut the first arc, and the point where the two arcs meet, we're going to name it C. Join OC and extend it up to D. So now you have got angle AOD, that is AOD here, this is equal to 60 degrees. Now we have to bisect this. That means we're going to divide this angle into two equal parts. So each part will be 30 degrees. So let's begin that. So here, place your compass on B. So we're going to place it on B, and we're also going to place it on C, and we're going to draw arcs here. So place it on B, draw an arc, place it on C, cut that arc. So let's do that. So we have an arc, we're going to cut that arc. So we have drawn two arcs there, they have cut each other at a particular point. The two arcs will cut each other at a point, and we're going to name this point E. So the two arcs have cut each other at a particular point, we're naming it E. Now join OE, join OE. So let's do that. So we have joined OE. Now can you see the line has divided this 60-degree angle into two parts. We have one part here and the other part here. So now angle AOE is now 30 degrees. Now the other side also we have 30 degrees. So now let's write that down. So that will be angle AOE is equal to angle DOE, and both are equal to 30 degrees. So we have bisected angle 60. So first step is you construct angle 60 and then bisect it. Question 5. Construct an angle of 120 degrees. First step, draw a line segment OA. Use your ruler, draw a line segment OA, and this is a part of every construction. First step is using your ruler to draw a line segment. Second step is also a part of every construction. You're going to take O as a center, place the needle of your compass at O, take any radius on your compass and draw an arc like this. So we are drawing an arc like this. Now this arc, as you can see, has cut the line OA at a point. We are going to name that point here as C. Next step, place your compass at C now. So now place it at C. You have a point C, place it at C and draw an arc that will cut the first arc like this. So it has cut the first arc. Now this, where it meets, is called D. We are naming that point D. Now the next step, place your compass at D now. So place it at D and cut one more arc here. Okay, so let's do that. We are placing it there. We are cutting one more arc where they meet is called E. So what did we do? We placed our compass at C and cut D. We placed it at D and cut E. Now let's go on. Next step, join OE. Now can you see this? Join OE from O to E, join it and then extend it up to a certain point. So let's do that. So now we have joined, passing through that point, and we are naming this point as B. We are naming it as B. So now as you can see, we have an angle now. AOB, we have an angle. That means angle AOB is now equal to 120 degrees. This whole thing is 120 degrees. Question 6. Now we are going to construct an angle of 135 degrees. As you can see, we already have one construction shown here. And this is the construction of a 90-degree angle. We need to follow all the steps that we did previously. So we'll follow the steps that are shown here. It's the same thing. First step is draw a line segment AP of any suitable length. So we have a line segment AP. Now, with O as a center, so we're going to have O here, O as a center, we need to draw an arc of a suitable length. So this is the arc that we have drawn. Now this arc meets the line OA at the point B. Now you need to place your compass at B and draw this arc. So the point where that meets is point C. Now place your compass at C and draw this arc. So you get this point D. So this is the first few steps. Now place your compass at C and draw this arc. And place your compass at D and cut that arc. So the point where the two arcs meet, this point will be E. So now we have so much. Next thing, the last point here is join OE. So we have O here and we have E here. When you join OE, you get a line, and the angle that is formed here is angle AOE, which is 90 degrees. Now I have put the dotted lines for 90 degrees because we need 90 degrees to be a part of our sum, but it's not the main part. Our main angle is 135 degrees. So now the other side is also 90 degrees. This side is also 90 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to bisect this 90-degree angle here. So we're going to bisect this angle. Bisecting means dividing into two equal halves. So if you divide 90 degrees into two equal halves, you get each half to be 45 degrees. Now, why do we need that 45 degrees? I'm going to add up this 90 degrees and this 45 degrees. Let's see what that gives us. 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. When you add it up, you get 135 degrees. That is why in our construction, first we do 90 degrees and then we do 45 degrees so that we get 135 degrees. So now let's begin to bisect the 90-degree angle on the left hand side. So our first step will be place the compass at L. So we're going to mark this point here as L and this point here as M. This is a point where the 90-degree line is touching the arc. Okay, now place your compass here on M on L and draw arcs here. So let's get the arcs. So we have one arc and we have two arcs. So as you can see, there are two arcs here. And how did we get that? By placing a compass on M and placing a compass on L, we got this. Now we are going to name this point where the two arcs meet as point J. So this point, we're going to name it as point J. Now, join OJ. So where do we have O's here and J's here? Join OJ. So let's join that. So we have joined and we've got a line. Now, if you see angle AOJ, now which is angle AOJ? A is here, O and J. That will be the whole of this angle, this much. The angle that is shaded in red, this whole angle is 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, which will give us 135 degrees. So that is how we construct an angle of 135 degrees. So first you have to construct an angle of 90 degrees and then you have to bisect the other angle on the left hand side and get 45 degrees. Because once you add up both, it will be 135 degrees. So children, will stop with that for now. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.